Well, hello everyone. Welcome back for another Gentech PC product video. Today we're going to be showing you a great laptop, the MSI GT780R. This is the bigger brother to the MSI GT683R. It is composed of mostly the same components as the 683R, but it comes in a 17-inch form factor, making it more suitable for a desktop replacement and a little bit easier on the eyes if you prefer the bigger screen. Taking a quick look at the product spec sticker here, you'll see that it does have the Intel Core i7-2630 quad mobile, the NVIDIA GTX560M with the 1.5 gigabytes of GDDR5, also the 17-inch full high-definition screen with the non-glare type, meaning this is a non-glossy screen. It is a matte screen, so it'll be much easier for you to view in any kind of bright lighting environment or if you're outside in the sunlight. Down below here, you'll see that it has a pretty good sized touchpad with individual left and right click buttons, nice and easy to press. And then just over above that, you're going to see a badge that says that the keyboard was made by SteelSeries. These guys are known for making great keyboards, and this keyboard was actually manufactured from SteelSeries. And here is a great little innovation. There's actually a button located right by the touchpad so you can turn on and off the touchpad with just a single click, so that way you don't accidentally move your cursor while you're trying to type. Now taking a look at the top of the LCD lid, you're going to see the high definition webcam and the microphone. This is a full 1280 by 720 high definition webcam, so it's pretty new stuff and it's really great for those who like to do video chat. Then down below you're going to see the silver grills that cover the Dynaudio speakers. These are still some of the best sounding speakers we've heard on any laptop to date. And the 17-inch model has an extra speaker underneath, which is a subwoofer that gives you a little bit of low end. Now we'll go ahead and show you these quick access keys you have available right above the keyboard. These are touch keys that respond just to the touch of your finger, much like the screen of a smartphone would. You have quite a few of them. The first one was the media mode. The second one here is a fan override. If you press this, you're going to force the laptop's cooling fan to 100% speed so that it stays at 100% no matter what the system temperature is or the load on the system. This is good for benchmarking and gaming when you're concerned about having the lowest temperatures possible. The next one you have is going to be the control for the keyboard illumination. It has a multicolor LED keyboard that you can actually do a lot of tweaking in the software for the colors and modes. But if you just want to turn it off or on and change the brightness with a quick access key, you can do that. And then you're looking at some more standard ones here, like being able to turn on and off your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth. And then there's one to control the screen. This is good, say if you're listening to music. If you turn off the screen like this, you're going to save a lot of battery life. Or say you're trying to hide something from somebody and you need to close the screen quickly. And the last one here is an eject button for the DVD optical drive. So you can just eject it nice and easy from above the keyboard instead of having to find the button on the side. Now we're going to take a minute and dim the lights and show you guys this great illuminated keyboard. Now, illuminated keyboards are something I know you guys are going to like, especially when you have one like this that gives you so much control over how it looks. There are several zones that you can individually change the colors on, and the software will let you choose different modes to have it cycle colors in a certain pattern for you. Between the fact that this keyboard was made by SteelSeries, so it's a high quality with great feedback to the key presses, and they've organized the key locations to be ergonomic to gamers by making big changes like removing the Windows key from the bottom left so you don't accidentally forfeit a competitive game match by pressing the Windows key and forcing yourself to exit. And then to top it off, you have the really cool illumination features. We have to say this is definitely one of the best keyboards we've come across, and we give it a big thumbs up. So now that we're out of the individual tweaking of the colors, here's some of the modes that we were talking about, where you just select a mode and the software is going to automatically change the colors for you. This is, going to definitely get more attention and add more variety so that you don't always have to go and change the colors yourself. So now it's time to take a moment and show you guys the input and output, all your I/O for the laptop. In the front, of the unit, you're not going to find any ports. You're just going to find your status LEDs. You have indicator lights here to show you if you've got your Bluetooth enabled, your Wi-Fi enabled, if you're getting a low battery, or if your hard drive is being accessed. So that's a pretty standard thing to see in the front. Over on the side, on the right side, you're going to find right in the front 2 of your USB 2.0 ports. And just beyond that, that's where you're going to find the DVD Super Multi optical drive. You'll notice there is no button there to push, so you do have to open it with that quick touch button over above the keyboard. On the back side, you got the Kingston lock, the port for your DC power adapter, the RJ45 Ethernet port, the DB15 VGA port. Then you've got yourself a eSATA port, really great stuff there, and an HDMI 1.4, so it is the newest HDMI spec. Now here's a great opportunity for you to take a look at the screen and the viewing angles while we're running 3D Mark. Again, it's a matte screen. It doesn't have that glossy finish, so it's going to look a lot different to you if you haven't seen a matte screen in a while, because they are becoming actually very rare on laptops. So it's really notable when you see a matte screen. So you don't get that really sharp popping contrast in colors that you might see with the glossy screen, but that's artificial. The screen's really not that great. It's artificially enhancing it and giving you unrealistic colors. The matte screen gives you better color production, and it makes it so much easier to see and use. While we're still running 3D Mark Vantage, we got the thermal monitor out here, and we're just taking a look at the different temperature zones on the laptop. As you can see, definitely, nothing here is out of the ordinary. Nothing here is going to be hot or warm to the touch. The keyboard is actually ventilating some heat, so it's good for the laptop to be able to breathe through the keyboard. Where the hard drives are and the palm rest area stays nice and cool. The touchpad's nice and cool. So all the temperatures here check out just fine, and they're where they should be. Now taking a little jump over to the cooling system and taking the temperature here, you'll see the temperatures are higher, but still not high enough that something's wrong. You do actually want to see higher temperatures here because that's properly showing that the system is removing the heat from inside. It does feature the dual exhaust system, just like the GT683 does, so it works really well at removing all the heat. Now, most important is to give you another showing of the temperatures when the system is under extreme load. We're still running 3D Mark Vantage, and now we've used the quick access key to force the fans to 100% speed. So now they're going to be drawing much more air into and out of the system. You can see that the temperatures have gone up accordingly, and again, this is actually a good sign. The more heat you see coming out of the system, that means the less heat you have inside of the system. If you're concerned about the sound you hear right now from the cooling system, that's because we're in a quiet room with no sound coming from the laptop, and we've got the microphone right next to the exhaust. When you're actually using the laptop, playing a game, listening to music, you're doing anything, just the sound from the speakers is going to cover the sound up from the exhaust. And this is with the fans at 100% speed, so any normal operation of the laptop is never going to get the fans to go this fast. If we turn the fan override back off, even while running 3D Mark, the system fans are going to spin down because the system is so effective at cooling that it doesn't even need to run the fans at full speed. Now it's time to take a look at some performance numbers. The Windows WI index, it easily gets 7s all the way across the board until you get to the hard drive, and that's normal for every laptop because the hard drive is always the same. If you get an SSD though, it's definitely going to get higher than that. If you take a look at the GPU screenshot, we're just confirming that it has the NVIDIA GeForce GTX560 mobile. And what's really great about this card, besides being NVIDIA's newest offering, is that it has the incredible 1.5 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM on it. With the default settings on the laptop, we were able to get a performance score of 9,267 in 3D Mark Vantage. That's a really good score. Even a lot of overclocked laptops can't even get that score. And then if you run the new 3D Mark 11, we managed to get a performance score of 2019. 3D Mark 11 is the newest and hardest benchmark out there, so numbers are going to be new for everybody, but trust us, this is a good score. Now taking a look at the MSI Afterburner software. This is a really cool piece of software that you get to have with the laptop. Let you see all of your thermal information on the fly, so that while you're benchmarking or overclocking, you can make sure everything stays in check. And then also another benefit is that it lets you overclock the video card inside of Windows on the fly. So you can definitely squeeze every single bit of performance out of the laptop without having to be an expert user. You just open the software and tweak away. Now here's where things are going to get a little bit interesting as we do a partial disassembly of the laptop. We want to show you some of these hidden things that most users wouldn't normally get to. Underneath are the quick access buttons. That's where you're going to find the Wi-Fi card. This is one of the Intel ones, so it's one of the better ones. And then underneath of the keyboard, there's two flaps concealing 2 of the 4 RAM modules. Now, this 17-inch model of the MSI GT is coming with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So it's already got 4 gigabyte RAM modules inside. There's really no reason for a user to ever have to disassemble it to get to these, and that's one of the good things about it. 16 gigabytes of RAM is just an insane amount of RAM. Now if you flip over the laptop and look at the bottom, at first glance with only the battery removed, you'll see that it has lots of vents located in key areas. So it keeps the hard drives cool, it keeps the RAM cool, and it lets the fan pull in lots of air to keep the CPU and the GPU cool. So really good native cooling, but also it makes it highly compatible if you'd ever decide to add your own cooling pad to the system. And right here behind the gray mesh is where the subwoofer is located for the system. Let's take one last look at the bottom of the system now with all the cover removed. You'll see 2 RAM modules here, heatsink for the GPU and the CPU connected to the fan, which has the dual exhaust. These are again 4 gigabyte RAM modules, so there's 8 gigabytes here and there's 8 gigabytes under the keyboard. Has the dual 500 gigabyte hard drives, so you have 1 terabyte of storage space, so you should never have any issues with storage space. Also, it's convenient if you ever want to upgrade to an SSD, because you can still use the second drive for your storage and use the SSD to have the faster booting times and the faster program loading. To summarize everything that we looked at today, the MSI GT780R is the 17-inch variant of the MSI GT683R. Both laptops share the same Intel Core i7 processor and the NVIDIA GTX 560 mobile, but what really separates them is that the 17-inch version is going to give you an additional 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's upgraded from 12 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes. It has the SteelSeries keyboard that has a better typing to it, and also has the illumination behind it, so you have all the great illumination features. And then there's the screen itself. Being 17 inches, it does, make it a little bit less portable, but once you've got it open and in use, the bigger screen can really pay off. It makes a better desktop replacement, and the idea that it is a matte screen makes it much more versatile in multiple environments. If you're in an office setting with bright overhead lighting, or if you're outdoors, the glare that comes off of a glossy screen can be very irritating and sometimes really make using the laptop difficult. But with the matte screen, those problems are not going to be there anymore. You can see easily no matter what the lighting situation is, and not have to mess around with trying to find that perfect angle where the glare is not there. So if you're interested in the MSI GT, definitely pick the model that suits you best. You really can't go wrong. No matter which one you choose, you're going to be getting a good gaming laptop at a solid price. There's certain features on here like the dual exhaust that really does work, and the Dynaudio speakers giving you the great sound that are hard to find on any competing laptop. So weigh out the pros and cons of having a 15-inch or a 17-inch laptop and the few advantages you might have in one or the other, and go from there. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. I just want to say thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the MSI GT780R, all you have to do is go visit gentechpc.com. We have more images there, we'll have more videos up, we got the full product specs. If you need some personalized attention and you have some questions you need answered, you can go to our forums and just post your question and we'll try to help you out. And please tune in next time for our next product video.